Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today's video I am so excited to share with you. It is a DIY how we renovated our kitchen. This renovation job or this DIY project was so big for us. We did everything ourselves, so definitely our biggest project we've ever done. We've been married for about 14 years and have done several different rooms in different houses, starting with just really simple like taking out linoleum out of the bathroom and putting tile down. That was a big deal at one point. That was in our first house. Our last house, we renovated our master bathroom, and that was a pretty gut job, and that was a huge project. But doesn't kind of take over your life like a kitchen. And so with this project, this was to me as big as it honestly gets, aside from like literally renovating all of your home or several rooms all at a time. We had several things going on. We had our roof getting replaced, we had a screened-in porch getting built off of the back of our house, and then the inside of our house was torn up because we were doing our kitchen ourselves. We take so much pride in this project. This again was a project we did all ourselves. We hired literally nobody to help us with this. It was myself, my husband, and my brother-in-law. My husband has a lot of background in construction, plumbing, can literally, I have yet, and like I said, we've been married for a while, to find something that he doesn't really know how to do. My brother-in-law is equally as smart and knows more electrical stuff. So literally, aside from like mining our granite, laying the granite, and installing that, we did everything. We had a really tight budget for this project, which led us to do everything ourselves. Our cabinets we used are RTA cabinets, which sounds a lot cooler than it actually is. It just means ready to assemble cabinets, and you can choose whether or not you want them to assemble them or you to assemble them. You save a lot more if you assemble them yourself, so guess what? We did that too. So, and by we, I use we loosely. It's primarily my husband doing these things. And this project took us about 9 weeks from start to finish, a lot longer than I had hoped, but that is because the only time we could work on it full-time was weekends. We both have full-time jobs, we are parents, so we were starting this once our child was in bed, and she learned how to sleep through air guns and compressors, which are so loud, and saws and hammers and all the things. It was the only way we could get things done. So there were nights when we would start at about 8:30 and finish around 2 to 4 a.m. and then get up the next day and keep going. The only kind of deadline we were on was the countertops getting installed. In order to template that, they had to have the cabinets down. In order for the cabinets to be down, everything had to be done. So I tried to video the entire project to kind of show you guys what it was really like. There were a couple like silly Snapchat videos in there of just kind of how I would snap in the process. It was really tiring, really exhausting, and really trying. I know why people move out of their house because the dust, the chaos, it's just, there's nowhere to cook. I mean, there's not even nowhere to microwave anything. Like, it's just, so that makes it hard. But I will say, this is the kitchen we have been dreaming about since we first got married and kind of working towards, and oh gosh, we're just so happy with how it turned out. I'm so excited for you guys to see this video and for you to hopefully love it as much as we do. If you don't, I don't care, because it's mine and I love it, and I hate cooking, and now I don't really mind cooking. And so maybe my husband likes that, I don't know. I feel like he's a better cook than me. But anyway, another point I wanted to make was this project was a huge budget-driven project for us. We did not have just thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars to spend on a kitchen, where, I mean, kitchen renovations could run 25 to 30 grand, and we had nowhere near that to spend. And we made really, I feel like, good budget decisions. And I mean, this was a complete gut job. From our floor was not level, so several sheets of plywood, like the subfloor, had to be replaced, like where you could see the crawl space from your kitchen, you know, and all the way up to the beams. So we literally redid everything. The the cabinets, the counters, we did faux beams, we got new appliances, and I think the biggest area we saved money was number one, finding the best granite installer who was willing to work with your budget. The second is appliances. None of our appliances are new. I'm okay buying secondhand with some stuff like this because this stuff that we found, to me, is not truly secondhand. Our stove was 3 months old at the time, had been used for maybe a month. Our dishwasher was $100. The stove cost us $700. It's a $3,000 stove. The refrigerator we found is at a scratch and dent place. I know you'll have one in your area if you just start looking. We found it on Facebook Marketplace. And people just buy appliances like this and they resell them. And sometimes you get lucky. There are no scratches, there are no dents, there is nothing wrong with this refrigerator. It is a KitchenAid. It's a very expensive fridge. It retails for about $4,000 and we paid $800 for it. So we saved so much money by buying secondhand because there was no way we could get the cabinets we wanted and get those kind of appliances. You know what I mean? So I feel like you have to be willing to look for what you want. Now, if you have an unlimited budget, number one, I'm not sure why you're watching this video because I don't know, would you even like a kitchen like mine? I'm not sure. But you know me, I love finding deals. Our sink is a farmhouse sink, and my husband and I battled pretty hard when it came to the sink. I really wanted the traditional white farmhouse sink. He really wanted stainless steel. And every stainless steel sink I found was an apron sink where the front of it kind of bows out and it's kind of really boxy and modern-y, and that is not the look I was going for. Our house is more of kind of farmhouse, cottagey, warm, vintagey, I don't know, but so here's modern and here's me. Do you get what I'm saying? So what happened was we were at Lowe's because I felt like we lived there, and I walked around the corner and there, you know, they have the kitchen set up there. There was the most beautiful kitchen with a stainless steel farmhouse sink, and I was like, really? Because 1 point for the husband, you know what I mean? He's like, look at the sink. And I'll give it to him. It was really nice, and I actually really liked it. It had really soft curves in the front. And so I asked the guy at Lowe's, like, can you tell me about this sink? And farmhouse sinks are expensive. I swear, like, the cheapest you could find them is about $600-700 up to thousands, right? And I really didn't want to spend the thousands. So when I asked the guy at Lowe's, he's like, oh, let me check for you. And then it came back, well, I don't really know. You know, so these are different vendors. And rah, 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 rah. And he searched and searched and searched, and then was able to tell me he found the sink and it was $900. And I was like, okay, thanks, bye. No. So then I spent the next several weeks annoying myself from all of my searches to find a stainless steel farmhouse sink, and I couldn't find the one that I liked. It was just the aprony sinks, and it was so frustrating. And then one night, you know, you kind of get in a rabbit hole on Amazon sometimes, at least I do, and a farmhouse sink popped up, and it looked from the pictures pretty legit. The measurements were right. It looked to be as big as we wanted it to be. The color seemed good, and it was $320. And I was like, is it real? Is it painted on? I don't know. And I thought, well, if worst comes to worst, we'll just return it. It's fine, let's order and see. Downside was it said it will take 2 weeks to get here. Well, you know how sometimes Amazon is wrong? Well, if you didn't know, sometimes Amazon is wrong, and they were wrong in this situation. We got it in 2 days, which was kind of amazing. And the sink was perfect. It's huge. It was so inexpensive. It's beautiful. It can fit my really tall toddler, which is a different story for a different day. And we love it. The things that we spent money on that we didn't really, I don't want to say like shop around for. We shopped around for almost everything. But the cabinets we found are outstanding. I've linked them below. You just do a free kitchen design and pick your cabinets. I would recommend getting samples so you can kind of see what you like. And this is another thing we battled hard on. My husband wanted more of like a gray, vintagey looking cabinet, and I wanted white. And it was like Battle Zone Galactica. and we found this cabinet that is like an ivory cabinet with the inlay being a pewter glaze. And we both agreed to it. We got the sample and we loved it. It is, I can't, like, you know, like little heart eye emojis, that's me. And the quality of the cabinets were probably the biggest concern because we had no idea what we were getting, and they're amazing. They are so thick and sturdy, and they're soft close, and I could go on for days about them. But anyway, you can look for yourself. I've linked them below for you to go peruse all the cabinets. They have so many different colors and so many different styles and everything like that. So it was exactly what we were looking for. But this video is just gonna kind of walk you through everything to kind of show you, I don't want to say how we did everything because I don't know that we could really show that to you. I think just like, you know, when you watch the DIY shows, you just kind of watch the process, and this is pretty much like the video. I tried to video everything I could. There was a point when I lost my camera because this place was a nightmare, and so I didn't get a little bit of stuff like I'm truly putting all the cabinets in, because again, it was over weeks, but I have a lot of photos. I did not get installing the backsplash. Once we got to the backsplash, we were pretty much over it. And over it, I mean just like slap it on there, get it done, make sure it looks good, and be like no more kitchen time. And so that is why we don't have like footage of the backsplash. If you've ever done a project like this, you get what I'm saying. Like sometimes you just hit this wall and you're like, no more. So yeah, I don't really want to do a project of this magnitude again anytime soon. I'm not planning to do anything like this anytime soon. Thankfully, we don't have that much more left to do in our house. But I hope that you guys are excited to watch our transformation. I will walk you through our kitchen at the end to kind of show you what it looks like in real life. So if you want to watch our process, then keep watching. All right, so this is day one. This is the kitchen. Excuse the mess. We are getting ready to take off the peninsula. It is just some wood and some laminate. Not quite adhered to anything, so be easy to take off. And we're gonna take out those cabinets. We are gonna try to salvage them, so won't be too much smacking and ripping, unfortunately. Ripping all this tile out. The floor is not level, so we've gotta re-level it. The tape is actually where the island's gonna be. So yeah, I'm excited. Been waiting for this day to come. Cat's excited. We have really high ceilings in here. So this is gonna open it up so much to kind of like this little sitting area that's a nightmare. This whole house is an upheaval. So we'll get started with some major DIY-ness coming up. So this is our first day of renovating our kitchen. We've been waiting for this day. I'm so excited. And we're gonna rip out this peninsula behind me to open up the space. And we are keeping the cabinets. Well, we are not keeping them, but we're going to try to either repurpose them or maybe let Habitat for Humanity have them. So we will take you with us, and we're going to get that out of the way and then go ahead and get rid of the tile so that the floor can be leveled. So let's get started. This is the second day. You're just gonna have to ignore all the stuff we have going on here because this is gonna be life for a while. But obviously the wall is gone, so everything is so much more open. Today we are gonna get rid of all the tile with the jackhammer, so that will be loud. But this is what it looks like so far.
LCD cabinet because it'll have a bottom and stuff.
Okay, well, it's going to the end of the weekend, which makes me so sad because work life starts tomorrow, which means DIY life starts after work life and parent life. So it's going to take a while, but I thought I would show you what's going to be my kitchen for the next probably 2 weeks. It's pretty exciting. So thankfully we did the mudroom when we did. I don't know what's happening with these little flutters. That's where I'm gonna make coffee. So thank goodness we did that. Kitchen sink, drying rack so that we can transport things to the dishwasher in the kitchen that I'll show you. And the German Shepherd. So there you go.
Looks wet, swelled up on it. See it? Don't show it.
From moisture.
Oh, that's where that light came from, remember? And water's running.
There's the crawl space. That's from what? This is what you do when your floor is not level. And it needs to be. We could just open that up and make stairs and have a wine cellar. No island. Just the walk down wine cellar. That piece has to come out too?
Put the whole sheet there.
Well, I'll be darned. It's gonna be a big cellar.
It's just I got a sliver. Well, I gotta go over the.
Jump on down there, babe. Fix the insulation.
Like I said, this I probably didn't have to do, but you're supposed to do it on the floor.
At least we're making progress.
Yeah, it only took 3 to 4 days.
The floor is finally level. After lots of plywood. I've lost track of what day it is. I think Knox. No sir. Oh, real life DIY. Knox, come. I think it's maybe day 4 of truly working on it. So obviously the cement backer board's down and the tiles being laid.
Yeah, all these next 2 tiles are actually together. Is that right? There. Doesn't matter.
Oh, it's probably cut off. There's no wall.
I think it's under a 10 anyways. So the whole thing will be covered.
That right corner is what you, other way. Look, all the way.
Alright, I do not know what day this is. This is about a little over 2 weeks. So here is the progress that's been made so far. All of the upper cabinets are done, and that's just a floating shelf that's kind of like decoration. It is wired, so that if we want to ever do like some under lighting here, that can just tie in. There's wires in there for that. And the under cabinet lighting is in, and is on a dimmer, which is nice. And the farm sink is here. It's ginormous. So many dirty dishes. Can fit in there for weeks. I mean, let's be real. The sink cabinet right now is being cut out on the porch because it is 10:09 and we have a sleeping child. So these are the things you do when you get to renovate your own house. And the hood gave us a lot of problems. We had to put in a custom kind of piece. We did get one from the cabinet company. They're sending it to us just because we swapped this hood out at the last minute. This is not the hood we were planning to do, but we liked the look of it a lot better. And it's a newer hood for the company, so when they had done the configuration for the doors, it was supposed to open this way, but we chose a bigger stacked cabinet, so it was hitting here and it was hitting here. So they're just sending us those filler pieces for free, but in the meantime, he just put this in, and we might just paint it with the stain kit that they're sending. We'll see. Then we don't have to take things apart. And then of course we had to do the same thing over here, and we'll have to do it on the base too, so that everything is equal. I can't recommend this company enough for their cabinets. The cabinet quality is amazing. The drawers, they're just, I mean, they're solid wood, they're beautiful. So I've linked everything below if you guys ever want to look at them. And I love that they're soft close. So that is all of them now. We have 2 more cabinets to build on the lower tonight. We still have the island to do, but the granite's getting templated in 2 days. So bit of a fire. But that is it so far. Alright, so I lost my camera and couldn't find it. So a lot has happened since the last video I took. I don't even remember the last video I took, but the kitchen has come a really, really long way since the last video. So obviously our countertops are installed. They're the Luna Pearl Granite. Our cabinets are in and done. My husband finished building all of those. Our sink is in. It's a farmhouse sink, but it's stainless steel, and it's more of a darker, I would almost say it's black stainless, but it still goes really well with our cabinets and even next to regular stainless. So my husband did that. We did the pull down faucet. So we still have backsplash to go. We are not 100% committed to that backsplash. It's a pretty tough choice. We had to add a lot of fillers in to the cabinet. So we chose this hood kind of last minute when placing our order, and that meant everything was kind of hitting the hood. Like whenever you would open these, it would smack them, or it would smack that if you switch the door around. So my husband added in these pieces here, and we just called the company and they sent us fill pieces at no charge because they did not add that into our list because they didn't go through that as far as like making sure the spacing was right. So we got the microwave put in, finally found the trim kit. Word to the wise, those are pretty spendy if you're gonna do a hood like this. I found this for a lot cheaper. It was $120 instead of usually like $180, and it has to be specific for the microwave, everything like that. So I like to find deals, so I think that makes it a little bit harder. But so we still have thresholds to do. There's still a nice gaping hole there. We just put all the hardware on today. All the hardware is actually from Target. I've lined all the drawers because that's just who I am as a person. And so we still have the threshold, all the crown molding to do, all the trim rail to do. The beams still have to get all boxed in. There's a beam that's going to go there to hang the pendants over the island. We replaced that light here. It used to be one of those little spiders that are hanging down, so we replaced that. And but it's coming along really well. We still have all the toe kicks to do, so it's all that really little tiny finish work that's super annoying that's left, but we're getting really close. So today is the 12th of May. It's Mother's Day. We started April 15th, so this is kind of where we're at, almost a month in. So I finally got things moved in, like it's a functioning space, which is nice to not have to do all my dishes in the mudroom. So yeah, this is it. I hate that I don't have like the install and some of the other videos, but when you lose your camera because you're living in squalor, that is what happens. So we probably have, I would say maybe a week of work left because we work full time. We're doing this at night, literally from probably like 8 o'clock to 2 a.m. is what it's been the past several weeks. And I tried to rally, but my husband was pretty amazing when it came to that. And my brother-in-law helped us so much. So I would say we have about a week, but we're traveling and things like that, so it's gonna take longer. And I swear that finished work, you're just like, what is happening? It's just the little tiny stuff, you know? So anywho, but we will see what it looks like soon. Video more of this process, but I'm up on the ladder, so that's tough. Finally getting the wiring in for the pendant lights, which are here. right, we are on the final day, I can't believe I'm saying that, of our kitchen. We have patched all the drywall. There's a huge hole here because the wires for the lights run through the beam, down the wall to the little control panel there. So that is why there's so much drywall mud. But we pretty much patched everything. There's some patch on the ceiling, so now the beams look like they actually go into the walls. There were 2 holes here because of the porch we just added on. The wiring had to run in here to that little guy. Excited this is the final day? How excited? You think it's the final day? It better be the final day. Please let it be the final day. I can't. So toe kick, all of this toe kick is now in, and this quarter round just is going in. We just have to paint the quarter round. Of course, we have ivory cabinets, so we got this color matched at Lowe's. So I hope that works out, because if not, it just is what it is. But we are almost there. So this is our kitchen. It's very echoey in here because the ceilings are so high. But we'll start from up here. So we had the pendants that were hanging down. We did canned recessed lighting. These are the faux beams that were built by hand that look like they're going into the wall. These were the lights I talked about from Wayfair. This up here is from a local antique place. Our wreath above our hood is the one I made in one of my videos. That is our refrigerator, and we'll start with the island. So our island has 3 cabinets, and then these 2 are just really tiny cabinets. They don't have anything special in them, like our blender, extra coffee pots and tea makers. And this is kind of a close-up of our countertop. Like I said in our other video, it is the Luna Pearl, and this just kind of shows you our cabinets up close, so kind of like that pewter glaze, and kind of what they look like. They're very thick, really sturdy. The drawers are really nice. They're really good quality for being cabinets that you build yourself. And I do get asked a lot about our microwave being low and how we feel about it. And honestly, we have not ever said once that we wish that we wouldn't have put the microwave down here. We knew we wanted the hood, so this was the only obvious choice of where to put it, was in the island, and I don't think we regret it at all. It's not bothered me one time to have to bend down to start it, so there's that for what that's worth. This is our dishwasher we talked about that we found on Craigslist. This is the farmhouse sink that was from Amazon. And you can kind of see our backsplash tile. It's really hard to see, which is why I posted kind of a close-up picture of it. But it has this kind of crackly effect to it, which I like, so it didn't look so modern, like regular modern subway tile. And we put this shelf here just to kind of be able to put some decor up there, since we don't have a window or anything, to look out on while we do dishes. This is the stove that we talked about. It's really nice. It's an LG stove. The inside is purple. We're making dinner. This is the pot filler. And this is the tile we chose for kind of the backsplash above the stove. And this is the fridge we talked about that we found at the scratch and dent place. So really recommend just looking for the places that you guys have in your areas of similar places. Look on Facebook Marketplace, it's crazy what you'll be able to find. We only have one set of drawers, which we really like. I did line all the drawers with paper just to help with scratching and keep them, you know, nice as long as possible. We did do staggered height on the ends, in the middle, and on the other end, just to help kind of fill in this gap because our ceilings are so high. So you can kind of see what everything looks like from back here. So there it is up close. And next we will show you some before and afters. Well, that is it. I hope you guys loved our kitchen as much as we do. If you have any questions about anything that you saw or we did, leave your questions in the comments below and I will see you guys next time. Bye!